Hi guys, welcome to Sosin classes. This is Hima Hegde presenting before you the current and contemporary affairs in anthropology. The first topic for today is primate brain size. Primate brains may have grown larger and more complex thanks to a fruit filled diet, a new study suggests. The researchers analyzed the brain sizes and diets of over 140 primate species spanning apes, monkeys, lemurs, and lorises and found that those who munched on fruit instead of leaves had 25% more brain tissue even when controlling for body size and species relatedness. Take spider monkeys for example, and also the howler monkeys. They both live in the rainforests of South America in groups of about 10. But where howler monkeys leisurely munch on trumpet tree leaves all day, spider monkeys venture out in small groups shortly after sunrise to forage for passion fruit and other ripe morsels. Similar environments and social setting, spider monkeys have bigger brains than howlers. If you are foraging on harder to access food like fruit instead of leaves, then you need to have all the cognitive strategies to deal with that. Fruit can vary from season to season, be tucked away in hard to reach nooks, and require skill and strength to crack into. Smarter primates could be more apt to scope it out and reap its nutritious rewards. All of that is so much more complicated than just grabbing a leaf and eating it. And so, a diet of fruit may in turn have led to the evolution of the bigger brains over generations. Monkeys and apes who incorporated animal proteins into their diets also had slightly larger brains than the leaf eaters. Again, the researchers speculate this could be because primates need more cognitive power to hunt and consume things like frogs, birds, and insects compared to the brain power needed to eat leaves. Diet, social structures, cognitive abilities, they are likely to have co evolved together in primates. However, these evolutionary trends make many generations and millions of years to manifest. The second topic for today is radiocarbon dating. Carbon 14 is a weakly radioactive isotope of carbon, also known as radiocarbon. It is an isotopic chronometer. C14 dating is only applicable to organic and some inorganic materials. It is not applicable to the metals. Gas proportional counting, liquid scintillation counting, and accelerator mass spectrometry are the three principal radiocarbon dating methods. Radiocarbon dating is a method that provides objective age estimates for carbon based materials that originated from living organisms. An age could be estimated by measuring the amount of carbon 14 present in the sample and comparing this against an internationally used reference standard. The impact of the radiocarbon dating technique on modern man has made it one of the most significant discoveries of the 20th century. No other scientific method has managed to revolutionize man's understanding not only his present of but also of the events that already happened thousands of years ago. Archaeology and other human sciences use radiocarbon dating to prove or disprove theories. Over the years, carbon 14 dating has also found applications in geology, hydrology, geophysics, atmospheric sciences, oceanography, paleoclimatology, and even biomedicine. Radiocarbon, that is the carbon 14, is an isotope of the element carbon that is unstable and weakly radioactive. The stable isotopes are carbon 12 and carbon 13. Now this is rapidly oxidized into air to form carbon dioxide and enters the global carbon cycle. Plants and animals assimilate carbon 14 from carbon dioxide throughout their lifetimes. When they die, they stop exchanging carbon with the biosphere and their carbon 14 content then starts to decrease at a rate determined by the law of radioactive decay. Radiocarbon dating is essentially a method designed to measure residual radioactivity. The radiocarbon age of certain sample of unknown age can be determined by measuring its carbon 14 content and comparing the result to the carbon 14 activity in modern and background samples. The radiocarbon activity of materials in the background is also determined to remove its contribution from results obtained during a sample analysis. Background radiocarbon activity is measured and the values are deducted from the sample's radiocarbon dating results. Background samples analyzed are usually geological in origin of infinite age such as coal, lignite, and limestone. Next online, anthropology and sports. Sports have developed to be part of human culture as a recreational activity. We cannot deny the role of the cultural aspect in sports, but the biological aspect of humans is considerably responsible for the performance in any sporting event. The factors like body size, body proportions, physique, and nutrition influence the performance in any sporting event. Most of these traits are acquired through heredity, but they are also influenced by the environment to a substantial extent. Human psychological factors like motivation, training, and nature also play a vital role in molding the sportive personality to a large extent. It becomes quite obvious that human biological, cultural, and psychological aspects are must to understand and the environment of sports, thus laying the foundation for anthropological role in the field of sports. The study of sports is a specialized subdiscipline in physical anthropology called as kin anthropometry. This specialization of physical anthropology assesses the physical structure of individual in relation to gross motor functions or functioning capacity, taking into account the maturation, nutrition, and body composition. However, it is indisputable that genetics has a greater role to play in the formation of a phenotype, that is, the observable characters arising out of interaction between gene and environment in an individual. Phenotypic variations in size, physique, body composition, metabolic powers, strength, speed and skill, cardiovascular adaptations are prevailing forces responsible behind a person's the sportsmanship feat. Environment, to some extent, can shape a genotype by way of training and motivation, but the responsibility of physical anthropologists lies in selecting the players who have better potentialities in particular sports than others. For training and other external influence can change one's morphological status only within the narrow limits set by the genotype. We realize that the techniques of kinanthropometry enable the anthropologists to classify humans into different somatotypes and suggest the right sport for them. The composition of body plays important morphological characteristics essential for the sports. Body composition, inclusive of muscular, skeletal, fat tissues, are dependent on environmental influence, sex, socio-economic conditions, occupations, genetic makeup, nutrition, and exercise. Studies on body composition of sportsmen hold significance. It has been deduced that athletes with less fat but heavy muscles perform better in certain competitive sports, while those with substantial amount of fat tissues require increased energy due to inert weight, result in endurance in activities like jumping, running, etc. It has also been deduced that moderate quantity of fat aids performance by providing extra buoyancy and applied dimensions, that is the reduction of heat loss in water sports. Apart from physique and body composition, somatotype also plays decisive factor for different sports. This in turn is dependent on flexibility of training, motivation factors and psyche. Physical anthropologist plays a constructive role in designing sports equipment using anthropometric techniques suitable for a particular somatotype.
So that is it for today. Hope you found it informative. Thank you.